In this episode, we talk about seasickness, a nauseating topic that almost scuppered us buying our first boat. Welcome aboard. You ever get seasick?
Ah, do I ever get seasick?
I already know the answer.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you do. Do you ever get seasick?
I have been I have been seasick.
Yes, you have.
Hey everybody. Sorry. We've been talking about obviously seasickness. It comes up in conversation occasionally, and when we look at certain videos from one of our trips to Cuba. Part of it is when you think about boating, everybody has this idyllic picture of what it's like, and it's cocktails on the beach, and the water is always calm, and everyone's happy, and the sun is always shining. And well, that's just not the case, really. So we thought we'd share a couple of stories, and if you're a new boater, this might help you with maybe some of our remedies as well. If you're an experienced boater and you have some suggestions, put them in the comments section. We'd absolutely love to read them and share them.
Yes. Yes.
Were you always, like as a kid, were you always seasick or prone to that sort of thing? Motion sickness?
Yes, absolutely. From the time I can remember. Long car drives to relatives' place. I was the kid having to stop to throw up.
Oh.
I remember being at a cousin's on the St. John River in New Brunswick and being on a houseboat and just feeling this awful feeling, which at that time I didn't know what it was. Mm-hmm. I just didn't feel very good.
Oh, wow.
And even in little rowboats and motorboats, I always felt kind of oogie.
That is the scientific term.
That is the scientific
oogie
term. Yes, it is. Absolutely. What about you?
Not that I really recall. Like, I haven't really been prone to motion sickness. There are times I felt a little off and nauseous, but nothing like that.
No.
But I think for us, once I realized that I thought I wanted a boat, part of it was convincing Jacqueline that she also wanted said boat. And I had what I thought was a really great idea during, I think, our first trip to Cuba, and that we would go deep sea fishing. Mm-hmm. The deep sea fishing would be so awesome and such an idyllic, sunny, calm experience that she would absolutely think that having a boat would be the greatest thing ever.
Yes. And you'd always wanted to go deep sea fishing.
Mm-hmm.
That's your Hemingway
channel. I'm a bit of a Hemingway aficionado, so I always wanted to do that. It seemed romantic and Hemingway-esque.
Yes.
So
we're in Cuba. Our son and his wife were there, mm-hmm. and our good friends George and Kelly were there, and it just so happened where we were staying had deep sea fishing trips.
Yep. So on that particular day, it was Jacqueline and myself, Darian and Tori, our son and his wife, and George. Kelly, very wisely, as it turned out, stayed back at the resort.
I should have stayed with you.
Yeah, but part of this was, we want you to enjoy the boating experience so that you would be convinced to agree that a boat was the greatest thing ever.
Yes, that was part of the plan. Yes.
The first half hour wasn't terrible. It was rocking quite a bit, but the weather really started getting rough and the tiny ship was tossed. We were out there for a 3-hour tour.
That wasn't the only thing tossed.
No, but there's a whole Gilligan's Island reference to this. And so the first little while was, whee, this is like being on a roller coaster.
Lots of giggles.
You don't like roller coasters either, do you?
I do not like roller coasters.
And then it just was like, okay, just maintain, focus on the horizon, and oh my God, it was
terrible.
It was horrible. Darian, I think, was the first to be ill.
Yeah. So Darian, 6'4", 200-pound young man, lurching from where he was sitting to the front of the boat, or the back of the boat, I guess.
Back of the boat, yeah.
To throw up over the side.
But as he was I shouldn't be laughing at this, but was funny. As he's got his head over the side, ready to let go, a big wave hits and just drenches him with salt water. Then he's sick. It was insult to injury.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I think I was next. I was next.
Yeah,
And
you were next.
Darian again.
And then
And you,
myself.
like 3/5 of us were ill, which is not a great percentage.
Yes. It was terrible.
It was. And,
awful.
And then when we finally came back, yeah.
So, as it happens, it was a successful fishing trip. John, you got your barracuda.
I did. And we've got, I'm going to play the video for this as well. So, yeah, the barracuda, but it'll also give you a sense of the tossing waves.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we're coming into the sheltered area near the marina, and we're all feeling absolutely awful, except for George, who grew up in the North Sea, and Tori, I don't know how she managed.
Yeah.
But John turns to me and he says, having a boat won't be so bad. And I thought to myself, what of the last 3 hours did you miss?
It was quite possibly the most ill-timed statement I've ever made.
Absolutely ill-timed.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We survived.
We did. And then when we got the Sea Ray, I mean, 9.5-foot beam, which is still pretty good, but I remember our first couple of days on board,
goodness.
even at the
First
dock
day.
in the marina, we were both getting nauseous. It was all the rocking. We just weren't used to it.
Yeah. I was down below cleaning, and I thought, I'm just not feeling right. And after an hour or so, I realized, I'm seasick. And we're not even out in the water.
Yeah, there was that. I guess there are wristbands you can buy. They've got a little plastic nub for the pressure point, and those have really helped. I've worn those pretty frequently myself. Limiting caffeine and alcohol, I guess, is supposed to be good. But yeah, there are times also where I don't have a view of the horizon, and we're below working on something and just not feeling good. The ooginess that you've talked about, and then you have to go back up.
I told you it was technical.
It is technical. And you have to go back up top just to see the horizon, or just to, and fresh air. I think the bracelets, the little wristbands, have been the most effective for us anyway.
It could be psychosomatic, but as a person told me many years ago, if it's psychosomatic and it works,
it works. So we'll see what next season brings. I think it's probably going to be a case of we'll feel nauseous at first until after a few times our bodies adapt to the movement of it. But it would be interesting. So
I have many packages of wristbands.
We do. I still found some on the boat on my last visit. So if you like what you saw, mash that subscribe button, like the video, and if you've got comments and remedies about seasickness and how to get through it, please post it in the comments. And I think that's it from us.
I think that's it.
Okay, we'll see you next time.